Welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Advice, thoughts, and stories from a married couple on cybersecurity, technology, and life in general. Now here are your hosts, Didi and Lital.
Hello and welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Didi, it's another week. What's going on?
It's a sad week.
It is.
So this is one of those episodes that if you want to skip ahead, you can skip ahead. But this is going to be a depressing one. We're skipping sports, even though I have shit ton to talk about sports, and we're skipping our favorite song stuff.
Even though we said for the Israelis listening, there is an Israeli genre of music which is sad songs when there is a terror attack and you need to kind of play it on the radio.
Yep.
So we could have brought that, but I don't think American audience would
appreciate,
understand what we're talking about. But for the Israelis, we would have put a Memorial Day kind of way of songs. You know what we mean.
Shirei Yom HaZikaron.
Yeah.
Anyways,
A real Memorial Day, the
Yes.
way we have it back there.
Yeah, but I think between the murder of the lady on the train and
You're talking the Ukrainian, the incident in Charlotte that
Yes.
was in the news, or wasn't in the news for weeks until the conservative right brought it to the news, let's say this way, of an innocent lady Ukraine refugee sitting on the train in Charlotte that was stabbed.
Between that and Charlie Kirk and the murder of Charlie Kirk, I think we need to dedicate at least one episode to my concerns about the risks to democracy. Because I think everybody assumes that the person that is going to kill democracy is Trump. And as you know, from the two of us, the lesser Trump fan is me. But the way I see this, we got to a point in time where many people on both sides, but I have to say that the right is in a weird situation, that are afraid to talk, because this has been Konstantin Kisin said that
From Trigonometry
was talking about this as an indication. The assassination attempts on Trump. This is not the first American president that somebody tried to kill. Not the first. If they would have succeeded, it wouldn't be the first American president that was killed. It wasn't even the first one that was killed by a sniper.
So that's already something that is conceivable in our minds.
In our minds.
Yeah.
I think, and somebody might go and cancel me about this, but to me, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, outside the way it was, is reminiscent to me of the assassination of MLK.
Absolutely. It's killing a person for what he stands for his beliefs. For me, it is.
It's not just for his beliefs.
And
it's for his ability to rally a generation into motion. If you remember, after Bush transitioned to Obama, everybody assumed that the younger generation belongs to the liberals. That the young people are going to go left. And for people that don't know who Charlie Kirk was, one of his goals was he quit college, and he said no, that we need to go back to church, we need to go back to our foundations, we need to go back to our beliefs, and go back to being conservative, because the things that built this country, the foundations of this country, is true free speech, true debate, true conversation. This is why it's the First Amendment. And I think being shot for basically challenging people's beliefs to the fact that they feel so threatened by discord and discourse, it's scary because it means people are sitting there in their own little voice boxes online, having arguments in their head with themselves and radicalizing themselves more and more and more.
And the lunatics that already ready to act are being radicalized into action. I want to take one step back and say, for me, it felt really personal. I heard the news. I checked it online, and in a huge disbelief, disgust, pain. I discovered Charlie Kirk randomly, I guess everybody has, on my YouTube feed with those amazing Jubilee debate videos. That it was one conservative against 25 woke students. It came on my feed, I think 3 years ago or so, and I just watched it and saw a crazy, courageous man standing in front of 25 kids from college and basically debating them on the most, nobody will take this topic and talk about, from trans to abortion to border to Trump to other topics. And they would all come and debate him. And he encouraged the conversation. He didn't mock them. He didn't cancel them. He just encouraged the conversation. And he was the most calm, focused, knowledgeable, well-articulated. And that was just enticing. I couldn't stop watching. It was like 2.5 hours of a video of a long debate on a bunch of topics. And with most of them, I don't agree with his stance, abortion, gay rights. But the fact that they all come and try to show that he is a bad person, immoral, they try to attack him directly about what he is. And he just talked about the merit of the topic. He calmly explained what his belief is, that abortion is basically taking the life of an innocent child. And yes, women has the right to their bodies, but the child has the right to his own life. And that's his religious belief. And he has the right to have it. Mm-hmm. And trying to say, you don't have the right to have this belief, that was something that was shocking to me. They didn't fight him for the stance that he has, like prove him wrong, prove that he was like, it's the life of the mother versus the life of the embryo, and I think both are equally the same. They think it's not, and that's a debate to have. It's fine. And maybe there is a point that tilts. He said, yeah, maybe we can talk whether it's like at a certain point of time. I think it's at conception. Maybe you think it's in a different point in time. And they couldn't stand the debate. The actual debate was something that they felt threatened. You could see they become very angry. And that opened my kind of thinking about why has open debate on tough topics that we disagree about, that are different, we have different moral opinion, we have the whole debate became illegitimate. And then I realized, I started following Charlie, and I realized that he actually has, this was way before the election, getting into the 2024 election season, I realized he has this huge movement that he's going to colleges, and what he did on this video, he does it on a daily basis in colleges. And you know why people hate him? Because he was successful. That's what they were missing in their lives. College students came in thousands and tens of thousands to his rallies, disagreeing with him mostly, but they came to have this open discussion, this open debate. They were all flocking to it. And a lot of them got convinced with his opinion. Because
that I don't think. I think...
Or maybe not. I mean, he did convince a lot of young people to vote.
He convinced the Omris of the world. He gave voice to basically he made the jocks great again.
That's another thing.
He gave the jocks a voice.
So he realized that there is a huge gap nowadays that young men, older teens, don't have a voice. There is this discussion of toxic masculinity. There is this discussion of you cannot be what you are. You cannot let your testosterone make you a little bit of what boys are. The old saying, boys will be boys, became illegitimate. And he realized how much frustration it gives boys. So our youngest, Omri, is now a sophomore. He followed him daily. He listened to his podcast, and he's not the only one. He has tens of friends in the Newton area that almost religiously, let's call it that way, followed Charlie, listened to him, and got inspired by him.
Yep.
Omri was hurt personally with this. This morning, he told me, Mom, do you think he would be replaced? Is he replaceable even? Would somebody have the courage to speak like him? Would somebody have the courage to go and talk to my generation openly the way he did? So for everyone who's saying he was a bigot, no, he wasn't. He was the most open, gentle, accepting person. Yes, he had strong belief in what he believed, but he talked with everyone. And Omri said, either people are very afraid to talk or they're very focused on their own opinions and what they think and just, preaching their thoughts. Charlie was listening to the other side. Yep. He listened more than preached. And that was unique. Not to even mention his intellect that was above and beyond anything you've seen. You listen to him and there is nobody that read more, that understood more, that knew more. He's one of the most... This is
where I want to challenge you.
Yeah, you want to say you will read more. And
no.
You're not as eloquent in debate the way he was. And he improved himself over time.
So I'm going to... I will have to stick the humor part. So South Park made fun of Charlie Kirk very effectively. Producer Dave, if you've never seen that episode 2 of the new season, they've basically, South Park recycled the Austin Powers joke of you might be a cunning linguist, but I'm a master debater. So they were talking about Cartman being a master debater. And I think now, jokes aside,
he was a master of debating.
Yes, he was.
Absolutely.
They pulled the episode from Comedy Central.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For obvious reasons, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I have to say that I think it actually amplified.
He for sure appreciated that,
yes.
actually.
And the person that I think more of than Charlie Kirk, and I think this is a very interesting how humanity looks at things. Ben Shapiro, for me, more eloquent.
Way more annoying.
No.
He's annoying. He has something in him. I love Ben Shapiro. I listen to him all the time. As somebody that supports most of his opinions, listening to Ben Shapiro...
That's because you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
You're an anti-Semite. He's a little annoying Jew. He sounds like Woody.
He's annoying. He doesn't have...
He sounds like Woody Allen, and that's why you don't like him. He's a little right-wing Woody Allen.
Hey, I love Ben Shapiro. I listen to him all the time. He's smart, he's eloquent, and he is not
he is very.
He wouldn't have become the president of the United States
No, he
the
wouldn't.
way 100% with, let's say it, the height, the look,
That is true.
and
You can't-
everything. He would have become a president of the United States 100%. Yes. Yeah. So we have here
Yeah.
that South Park took down.
Yeah, but
the episode.
Charlie, after the episode originally aired, Charlie Kirk actually went on TikTok and said it was hilarious.
Yep.
So he appreciated it.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. People that appreciate conversation and speech appreciate the fact being mocked at. So this is where I like.
He appreciated the fact that he became iconic. He built something
Yes.
so big to be on South Park means
yes,
you're
this is-
iconic.
This is the part where I appreciate JD Vance a little bit more than I appreciate Donald, because JD Vance basically said that when he got what the South Park character, he says, "Now I made it." Well, Trump said that they weren't relevant for the last 20 years, which I disagree. Now, back to my point with regards to Charlie Kirk, I think that there are others that are as eloquent. I do think that he did, when you talk about being a president, yes,
He would have become.
He could have become president because of the famous 6'1" rule.
Yeah.
You know that rule, Dave?
No, but I have a feeling it's good news for me.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it
If
is.
you want to become a president of the United States, if that's in your plan.
In the last whole bunch of years, I think Nixon and Adams were the only presidents that were less than 6 foot tall.
You also need to have good hair.
Yeah.
If you're bald,
So
less of a chance.
not good for us.
Yeah. So boldness and height.
Trump.
That's data driven.
Well, Trump had a very, very famous episode of himself in
By
SNL.
the way, people said because of that, Ron DeSantis have no chance. He's too short.
No, I think. Well, let's see. But
I don't know.
There's a very famous episode of Trump going on SNL when they were still having an ability to have a bi-directional conversation, and he met his own character. He came as the plumber that came to fix the plumbing in Trump's towers, and basically said to the character that plays Trump, he says, "Dude, you look like you have a squirrel stapled to your head." And the other guy says, "You too." And he says, "But I'm the janitor. It's expected. You're a billionaire. Get better hair." So yes, Trump, even Trump makes fun of his own bad hair.
2004.
Yes.
SNL.
It's like the Liberace Museum.
Hey, I'm the prince of this city. When you're in my office, you treat me with respect.
Who did your decorating? Saddam Hussein?
I'll have you know this is all very classy stuff. And that painting of the tiger and the woman has got me laid on numerous occasions.
I didn't know gay dudes liked tiger paintings.
Hey, you've crossed the line. I've killed people for less.
Looks like you killed a squirrel to me and put it right on top of your head.
That is
Trump did have. He still has,
still has
a
an amazing
wonderful
sense of humor.
sense of humor. He's funny,
and he's very good at self-deprecating, which I think was,
which
again,
people don't get. But
going back to our main topic with regard to Charlie Kirk, I do think that if you look at the last year of the Biden administration and all the way now, we have a continuous decline in law and order. If you remember when...
and speech.
And speech. And by
It
the way,
goes together.
between the United Healthcare, the two people in the Israeli museum, there's more and more evidence.
The Jewish Museum.
The Jewish Museum. You'll see more and more evidence of the fact that people don't want to have conversations. They treat conversations like physical violence and
And
react
they treat talking about the truth about crime that is actually happening, who drives it, what happens. They're doing what is now very openly happening in the UK, when, UK is the extreme of it. When you put something on your social media and somebody will knock on your door and you'll end up in jail because they think your social media speech is inciting violence. People that posted about, if you remember, there was like this Taylor Swift dance class in which girls were killed, and the official thing didn't say who's behind it. The official media kind of tried to sweep it on the rug that it was an illegal alien in the UK, and people just tweeted. And the narrative was, you're tweeting about that, you're inciting violence against immigrants, this may cause riots, so because of that, we are going to arrest you. This is a very slippery slope into Orwellian
Yes.
world, and we are not there. We have free speech that Britain doesn't have.
But clearly, right now,
clearly it's eroding because of the way the media portrays or not even tell about things that are happening.
Yep.
So we have the similar symptoms around that. And it's the opposite of what Charlie Kirk tried to do. I can tell you, Omri is talking about what he felt that Charlie Kirk gave kids his age. So he said, hey, as a kid growing up in Newton, very woke, very progressive, he gives me the power to have my own opinion and to not be afraid to speak up. To speak up differently, to not care about it, to speak up against anti-Semitism, against all the anti-Zionism crap that goes on, to tell people that I think they are wrong. And that's where he was like, who's going to replace him? Who's going to replace him? We need somebody to give us the courage to speak in places that are very inconvenient and prefer that we don't speak against the norms. So,
yep.
Yeah, we need a replacement. We need more of that. If anything, I hope thousands of Charlie Kirks come up.
Yep.
Speak up, talk. I hope it is going to be an antidote to cancel culture, to double speak. We need simple speak. Say, when you see crime, say what it is. When somebody commits a crime, say who it is. We cannot hide truth. We shouldn't.
We shouldn't. And this is the part where it becomes a real problem. Like the last story in the UK was that a comedian, while they were in the US, tweeted something relating to something and was arrested on landing with 5 armed policemen for making a joke. If a comedian gets arrested for making a joke that is not even that outlandish, we have a problem. That is a true world liberal opinion. And one of the things that we think is that if we shut conversation down, we'll be more effective like China. Even China is not effective as China because of the fact that they can't have effective conversation. If you can't call out that the emperor is naked, we'll have a whole bunch of naked emperors.
All these people fighting against fascism and silencing the other part, guess what?
Yep.
That's fascism.
Yep. That is the definition of fascism. Because you know what the definition of... Where's... This is an important 5-minute conversation, because I think we had this a little bit. Do you know what fascism actually means?
I'm not sure.
It came from the term of a bundle of twigs. When you put a bundle of twigs together, they don't break. That was the
Looks
metaphor.
like fascia.
That's the metaphor that I keep forgetting the name of the Italian guy that invented the concept of fascism, but the whole idea, it came from the Roman legions on creating a bundle together. But by creating the bundle together, what do?
You let go of your individualism.
You eliminate the individual.
You put the
And it has,
everybody
and this is
together
why
in the
everybody
group.
tries to say fascism's on the right, fascism on the left. Historically speaking, not specifically, fascism and National Socialism, Nazism, are more on the left than on the right, because the right usually kind of wants to preserve the individual and wants to have individual rights. Well, the left would like everybody to eliminate their uniqueness. If you look at
to
19...
get into groups.
Yes.
Like,
The importance, part of the reason that Marxism eliminated religion was to eliminate your voices in the individual.
there's also eliminating the family as
Yeah.
a way of like,
Yes. We saw that with our kibbutzes. And going back to Charlie Kirk, I think one of the things we need to think is that the voice of the individual is the most critical part of freedom. The thing I really disliked was the fact that when people, they kept trying to say, I really don't like the guy, but he's a father, blah, blah, blah.
there is no but. First,
Yes.
killing anyone is wrong. Let's start with that.
Murder is wrong.
Murder is wrong first and foremost. So if you need to start saying, yeah, I feel bad because he's a father, but
Yes.
stop there. This is
Stop with the but.
Stop with the but. Let's start with that.
Then there's all these people that say, oh, but he was so for gun laws. So? He was for laws.
He said his belief was that the Second Amendment is the way for Americans to conserve all the other amendments and the Constitution. That's what he said. He wasn't for violence. That was not the point. It's a lot of people that never listen to any of his long conversations with people. I would encourage people, if you are on the left and you only heard about Charlie Kirk 3 days ago when this happened, go and watch those rallies. Just listen, open your mind, come and listen, and then say what you think. I think part of our problem is we're being fed with those, 2 seconds of slogans, cut those single size, bite-sized videos being cut with like the bottom line. He has long conversations with people. On the gay rights, for example, there is a very kind of well-known conversation that he has with a kid on campus that comes and say, I'm gay, I'm conservative gay. And what do you think? And he was like, first and foremost, you're a person. I respect you. First and foremost, let's start with that. I may disagree with your choices, with your lifestyle choice being Christian, because this is my religious belief, but I appreciate you as a person. And I don't care that much about your, at the end of the day, your choices in sexual partners. It's your private choice. And you just listen to that and you can say, okay, that's a religious person, then that's his belief. He's not telling people to go against gay rights. He never said something like that. So again, you can disagree. You can disagree with the fact that he says, I'm religious and I don't agree with the way you chose to live as a lifestyle. But his point is we're being too much hang on those titles, being gay, being trans, being this, being left, being right. instead of we're human beings, let's talk. And I would encourage everyone to go listen to that. It's humbling, seriously.
Yep. I think in general, one of the things we need to learn is my buddy Amit and I always talked about liberalism and things like that. He's also an Orthodox Jew, and he jokes and says that religious people are that liberal people are very easily dismissive of what the religious people care about.
It's kind of the opposite. The more I talk with some religious people, I realize they're sometimes way more liberal than everybody else. They're like, I have my religious belief, you have your religious. I mean, not everyone. Some religious people are missionaries and want to make you religious, but that's not the majority. The majority is, I have my beliefs, you have your beliefs. I can tell you why I think you should believe in what I believe and why it would make you a better person. But if you don't want, most of them are not missionaries.
Yep. And by the way, one of the things that worries me is we went Saturday to listen to Tzvi Yechezkeli.
Yes.
And
maybe you want to give context.
So he is one of the most famous Arab.
He's an Arab expert, an Israeli broadcaster for many years on topics of Middle East. Very well known, and he's done a series for European back in, I think, 2010s to European TV stations about Islam taking over Europe. And he, at the time, it was nobody saw it. I think now it's what he's saying is now almost mainstream. At the time, he was seen as racist, crazy, anti-Muslim, you name it. So we went to a lecture by him last Saturday.
Yeah, and when we talk about one of the things that you hear in a lot of cultures is people are dismissing him automatically because he's religious. He returned to religion, and people dismiss what he has to say.
Because he had 8 kids.
Yep.
Which is interesting. The minute we send information about him to liberal friends to kind of go educate themselves, the minute they were like, he has 8 kids. They made this joke. Should we listen to somebody with 8 kids? So that was a joke, but it's also... It's
very
telling.
It's telling.
Like we hear somebody's religious, let's not listen. He's a lunatic.
Yep.
Brainwashed with, love of God.
And last thing I want to end with is one of the things Ben Shapiro was rumored to say that he will not continue doing outdoor stuff. And he says he's not going to stop doing outdoor stuff.
I think what he said, so immediately after the assassination, he went on a long broadcast. And he did say that he's very worried that this kind of thing that is unique to the U.S., the town hall, open air, outdoor.
It's not unique to the U.S. You know why it's not?
With the size of it, it's unique to the U.S. Where else in the world you get those huge political rallies outdoor when people come for hours? I don't know another place. Maybe I'm wrong.
So this is
from my knowledge, it's unique. Like,
so
I haven't seen something like that. Rarely. You do see, protests in Israel, but I haven't seen political rallies at that size.
So, what Ben Shapiro was talking about is the fact that if you read the Bible, all the judges, all the people that had the debate, did that under the palm. Read the board. This is the outdoor discussion.
Town hall
is the foundation of Western culture because the Greeks had that
debate open for everyone, and
same did the Romans, and same did the Venetians.
Yeah. So what he said that he was worried that might be the end of it because people will not feel safe. He didn't say he's not going to do it, and then he came the day after people understood that he said that he will refrain from doing it. He just said he's worried that this form of open a very big, even, I think U.S. is one of the only places that, you have the inauguration outdoors, everything. It's beautiful. It's part of the political culture, and it's a problem. It feels unsafe, and you need to have everything indoors. Everybody is like being
I think it's
screened.
reframing unsafe. Unsafe means getting shot, not that I tell you that you sound stupid. This is...
Yeah. I said something not nice to you. I think that's another thing. We need to take out the safe speech. All speech, as you can say whatever, but shooting.
Yes. As a very famous radio person that I really like to listen to said, one of the most important thing of the human reproduction is I'm drunk, you're gross, let's go. Think how many kids were born thanks to that. So we need to return to our roots.
Well, people will say they have an option if that happens.
Yeah. Cool. I think we've finished this topic.
Yeah. I mean, I hope there going to be a lot of new Charlie Kirks emerging.
Protect free speech.
What
Protect
a person.
Free speech.
We were lucky to have somebody like him.
Yep.
Big inspiration. Rest in peace. Well, the Didi and Lital Show is a weekly podcast. Please watch, rate, review us wherever you get it. Share with friends. We will be here next week. Thanks, Didi.
Thanks,
See you.
Lital.
Thanks, producer Dave.